Hi, you know what? Some leaders just never fail. They always succeed. Whatever the role you give them, in whichever area of responsibility, once they are assigned a leadership role, they always succeed. They always succeed. You would say they have the Midas touch. Well, that may be true. But what is really that Midas touch? Why is it that some leaders just never fail? Why are they so sure that they will succeed? Why is it that their benefactors have such confidence in them that they always consider them first whenever a leadership role opens up? That's what I'll be speaking to in today's session, today's episode 33 of Leadership in 30 Minutes. You're welcome. My name remains Olatunji Shobodu. I'm your host and anchor for Leadership in 30 Minutes. Leadership in 30 Minutes is brought to you by Emmet Leadership Academy. At Emmet Leadership Academy, we nurture leaders based on truth. We nurture leaders based on truth. So let's get straight to the meat of today's session. It promises to be most interesting, Um, uh, why some leaders never fail, or if you like, why some leaders always succeed. And make no mistake, there are leaders who always succeed. They didn't get there, however, by chance. There were particular things that they developed in themselves that put them in that position, that made them so competent and capable, that made them so trustworthy. Whenever you assign those kinds of leaders to any responsibility, they are quick to elicit the strong commitment of their people. And once that is in place, I always insist for any leader, the rest, if you like, is history. The rest, if you like, is history. And I want to start off today by sharing with you an interesting, poll or survey, as the case may be, that was conducted by the number one leadership thinker in the world. His name is Goldsmith. Marshall Goldsmith. And, I'm simply, I was taking, I came across this poll, and the results of the poll interested me because it simply confirmed what I had always known and what I had seen, in the Bible, the book of books, the books of truth, the best source to learn what true leadership is. That's my position. That's the position that we take at Emmet, and that's the position from which we look at leadership issues, how to do leadership right, and of course, my experience comes in over 3 decades of experience, much of it in leadership responsibilities, and but where the word of God is, your experience has to take backseat. Okay, so today, that survey by Marshall Goldsmith. Now, it was motivated by something very interesting. And I will read a portion of it, for you so that we can put this discussion further in context. Here was what he said before, he put out the survey. He basically said, look, we always think of how to be a better leader. That's the way we think. How can we be a better leader? He said, but how about the qualities of the leaders you'd like to follow? How about the qualities of the leader you'd like to follow? He said, how do you choose who to trust your team with? That is, how do you choose the leader to put in place to preside over your team. Okay, very important, very important. And then he said, you know, and then he went ahead, to talk about the fact that there are many qualities that are important, but there is one quality that stands above every other. Interestingly, that's a quality that he subscribed to. That's a quality that I have always subscribed to. All right, so we agree to that extent. Now, let me say something here. Now, the point that he was querying really is this, is there is a how to do leadership, how to become that good leader, that better leader, that strong leader, that trustworthy and dependable leader. But there is also the who of the leader. All right. There is the how to become a good leader. There is the who is a good leader. The who talks about the qualities of the leader or the attributes of the leader. The how talks about what are the things you need to do. And when we talk about the how, the tendency is always to talk about skills, technical skills. All right. But he was raising here a fundamental issue. And I submit, and I think he's in agreement with this, that the who the leader is better than the how the leader does leadership. In fact, who explains how. Who the leader is explains the leader's approach to leadership. So what we're saying here is this: when leaders fail, what should you look at? When you want to choose a leader and you are not bargaining for failure, what should you pay attention to? There is the qualities of the leader which would guarantee that the leader performs different from how the leader approaches the business of leadership. All right, which may not guarantee success in that role. Very instructive point here. Very instructive point here. Now, there's a quotation that I love by, you may have heard me repeat it, by General Norman Schwarzkopf. And he said that leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. But if you must be without any, be without strategy. What he was saying is that when it comes to leadership, when it comes to choosing the leader that I want to trust my team with, when it comes to choosing the leader that I want to believe in as a follower, when I'm looking for a leader that will never fail, I would look for a leader with character. I would look for a leader with character. Character speaks to who the leader is, not so much how. However, character determines the approach of the leader to that business of leadership. So where you have a leader with the right attributes, with the right qualities, then you know how leadership will be done, and you know what the result will be. And the opposite is equally true. Where the characteristics are missing, no matter the amount of skills that the leader may have, failure is imminent, or at least the chances, the odds of success will be huge against such a leader. So, what do you place emphasis on? All right. I'd like to share with you the results of that survey. Now, that survey or that poll, what he did was to put out 4 characteristics, all right, 4 qualities of the leader. And he was asking people to choose the one they consider to be the most important. So, which of these qualities are most important? Now you've seen them, and you've seen the results. Now, this poll was taken by 4,373 people, 4,000, almost 4,400 people, and they're professionals because this was a LinkedIn poll. This poll was carried out on LinkedIn. This poll was carried out on LinkedIn that had 4,000, almost 4,400 respondents. Now, that's pretty robust. I'm not sure you'd have too many polls where, 4,400 people would respond. All of them professionals, all of them leaders, by the way, all of them leaders. All right, because that's a platform for professionals, that's a platform for leaders. Now, look at what the result was. Now, by an overwhelming majority, 64% of those respondents said accountability and integrity is number one. So he had 4 characteristics: accountability and integrity, flexibility and creativity was the second. Of course, not arranged in this order, by the way. And then confidence and assertiveness, and then results. For the results, actually what he put was, show me the results. Now, what was the idea behind each of this? Show me the results, if we start from that, is like, are you looking for the results? Are you the one who judges the leader just by results? Are you the one who is looking for just the numbers? That once the leader can produce the numbers, you are good. All right. Is that who you are? Is that the kind of quality that you'd like to see in the leader that you want to put your team in charge of? All right. That's number one. Number two, so I'm coming now in reverse order, is confidence and assertiveness. So, how confident is the leader? Are you looking for a confident leader? Are you looking for an assertive leader? Are you looking for a leader who, in quotes, comes across as knowing his onions, as perhaps throwing his weight around, calling the shots, making everyone know that I am the one in charge here? Or, and this is, again, still in reverse order, flexibility and creativity. Are you looking for a leader who is open, who is willing to listen to other ideas, who is accommodating about mistakes, who allows his or her people to express their creative juices? All right. A leader who is not fastidious, who's willing to consider and to think out of the box. And then there's the fourth one, which is accountability and integrity. Now, I could speak on this for a whole day, but, it speaks for itself, particularly the aspects of integrity. Are you looking for a leader who is fair? A leader who upholds what he or she says? All right? A leader who is authentic, so to speak. All right? A leader who can be dependent upon to be consistent, all right, from one situation to the other. Is that the kind of leader that you would like to see? Is that the quality that you'd love to see in a leader? So you have seen the results there. Overwhelmingly, these leaders chose number one, accountability and integrity as the number one quality that they would love to see in a leader. Accountability and integrity. Accountability and integrity. And followed by flexibility and creativity. But you can see the distance. One is 64% of the respondents, the other is 17%. And then, of course, the variance, all right, between the last three, all the other factors, it's somewhat close. One is 17%, then confidence and assertiveness, 11%, then show me the results, 8%. Now, but look at one stood out, head and shoulder high above all else: accountability and integrity. Accountability and integrity. All right. And the reason that I got very excited is because this is consistent with the principle that we teach. This is consistent with what we have seen in the Word of God. This is consistent, all right, with what is important for true leadership. It's consistent. It's consistent. And I would, explain why. Now, so whether we like it or not, what we're saying here is this, is that the how to become a better leader, the how to approach the business or the responsibility of leadership is not as important as the qualities that we find in the leader. Okay? Now, beyond that, we're now seeing that when it comes to the qualities, some are more important than the other. And the most important quality is that of accountability and integrity. Is that of accountability and integrity. And it stands out far above all else. All the others, maybe if you were to do like a statistical significance analysis, you might discover that all the three others are, really not very different. Okay, even though the percentages suggest so. But the first one, is doubtful that you won't end up with a statistical significance confirmed for that. Confirmed for that. So why do some leaders always succeed? Why is it that some leaders just never fail? There you have it. There you have it. They never fail because they are leaders of strong character. That's why they never fail. They never fail because they are men and women of integrity who hold out themselves as being accountable to their people especially. Now, that's one of the most important characteristics of true leaders. They hold themselves out as being accountable to the people they lead, to the people who gave them responsibility, and to themselves, being true to their calling as leaders. Understand that there are three different things. The first is that you hold yourself as a leader accountable to the authority. So if you're in a company, all right, and you're heading a department, some people put you there. Management put you there. So you hold out yourself as being accountable to management. And you're accountable to management for everyone that has been put in your hands. for every member of your team. All right. Yes, for the results, but I want to make clear that more for the people than for the results. And you can even see that from these results. You can see that from these results because show me the results. People are not so much followers, and these are followers, all right? The respondents to these poll are leaders in their right, but they're also followers of other leaders. And so what they're saying from one perspective is this: if I find a man or a woman with this kind of characteristic attribute, I would love to put them in charge of my team. On the other hand, they are saying, this is the kind of leader I'd like to follow. One with this kind of characteristics. It's important to understand that. So when you look at accountability, you are talking about holding yourself accountable to the ones who put you in that role. And you're accountable for the people that have been put under your care. On the other hand, we're also talking about holding yourself accountable to the people. That this is what I have been sent to do. This is the promise that my leadership offers you. This is what you should hold me to. I am committing myself to delivering this kind of impact. And hold me if I don't. All right? That's not something many leaders do. To put themselves out as being accountable to the people that they are leading. They think it ought to be the difference. They always make a demand on their people to deliver. But they never hold themselves out. Now you can see. And then the third part is holding yourself accountable to yourself. That is really saying, make your appointment to this leadership role worthwhile. Fulfill to yourself the purpose of being appointed a leader. It's like, don't waste your time. Don't waste this opportunity. If I must do leadership, then I must do leadership right. And for me to do leadership right, this is what I must deliver. So there are 3 dimensions at least to the accountability of a leader. You truly want to be accountable. You are accountable to 3 sets of people at the very least. Those who put you there, those who you are presiding over, and yourself. You owe yourself a duty, an obligation. All right? Those who put you there. John 15 verse 16. You did not choose me. I chose you, and I appointed you to go out and bear fruit. So you are accountable to them, to the one who chose you, who put you in that position. All right? You're accountable to the people that you're presiding over. They won't just follow you like lame dogs. They follow you because they are looking up to you. Jesus said to his people, he said, follow me and I will make you. That's accountability. Don't follow me just for anything. Follow me because I am committing to add this kind of value to me. And if you don't experience that value, then hold me responsible. Accountability. Accountability. And the third is to yourself. That's why in John 17, he could go back to his father and say, well, Father, I have delivered on the mandate that you have given me. Accountability. This is what I have done. All right. He laid out his report card, his scorecard, and he made a demand for a reward. He said, now glorify me with the glory that I had with you before. According to our deal, now I have played my part and, fulfill. That inherently is accountability to himself, that I have done what I need to do. So it's very important. I'm spending a lot of time on this because this is the number one factor. Accountability and integrity. It's not about technical skills. It's not about results. It's not even about how flexible or creative you are. It's not about the confidence that you bring to bear on the role or how assertive you are as a leader. It's primarily about your integrity, your accountability. And if you're a man of integrity, you would be accountable. If you're a woman of integrity, you will be accountable. If you're a person of integrity, you would be accountable. You will be accountable. You seldom find somebody with integrity who's not accountable. Because what is integrity? Integrity is standing up to who you present yourself to be. Integrity is saying to us that we can take you for who you represent yourself to be. We can hold you to your word. We can expect certain kind of example from you. Integrity, crucial. And the root of integrity is justice and fairness. And that's why this lines up very well with the truth that comes from the Word of God. In Matthew 23 and verse 23, I'm fascinated by that. I teach a whole program out of that, how to shoulder the burden of responsibility of leadership. Now, something happened there. The Pharisees, in their typical manner, the leaders of their days, Jesus observed a major shortcoming with them. And he said to them, he said, gentlemen, you go to great lengths to pay tithe on what? On the proceeds of your garden. Your private garden, not even a farm. He said, but you neglect the weightier matters of the law. That is, you have your priorities all mixed up. This is not how to do leadership. You have your priorities mixed up. You are emphasizing compliance. That's how I interpret it. Because tithing is like compliance. You are emphasizing compliance, but there are things for a leader that are far more important than compliance. In fact, if we were to order the priorities of leadership and therefore the qualities that are more important than the others, we must be talking about justice and fairness. Number two, he said mercy, which I count as forbearance. Number three, he said faith or faithfulness or diligence. That's the order. So before you are talking about compliance at all, the more important things that a leader, more important attributes that a leader should exhibit, they are missing. That's why you guys are missing it. That's why you come across as hypocrites. Because you can't be doing that. It's already showing that you are not men of integrity. Because you have neglected the things that are really important to even qualify you as a leader. You have neglected them. You are majoring on the minor and vice versa. You can't do that and still hope or expect to come across as authentic, as having integrity. And certainly, there weren't people who were ready to hold themselves accountable to their people. All right? Those were the kinds of leaders of those days. And this was the problem. Now, you can see where the results of this survey makes great sense. The respondent said, I am looking for a leader that has the attribute of integrity. Now, the closest thing to skills here is show me the results. And how many people are looking for leaders with results? How many people are excited by the skills of the leader? How many people will want the leader that they want to follow to be someone that has great technical skills? They're just 8%. They're less than 1 in every 10. Less than 1 in every 10 are looking for those kinds of leaders. So in case you are still one of those who thinks it's all about results, that's when you can be regarded as a strong leader. You are missing it completely. You are missing it completely. Your people are not impressed. People are not impressed. You won't secure the strong commitment of your people if you are only about results. Neither will you do if you're only about the confidence that you bring to bear on the function, or how assertive you are as a leader, how strong your voice is. All right. And it won't be as well, even if you are creative and you are flexible. Big deal. It's great, but it's not enough. It won't be enough. But one thing will be enough. I mean, if 64 people vote for you, 64% of people vote for you, and the next best to that is 17%, clearly, the message ought to be clear. The message ought to be clear. If I were you, I want to put myself in a place where I never fail as a leader. This is one attribute I must focus on developing. And by the way, it is the most difficult attribute to develop: integrity and accountability. People don't want to be accountable. It takes humility to be accountable, and in the order in which I have stated it. People don't want to be accountable. It's difficult to find people of integrity. It's difficult to find people of integrity, men and women of integrity, who would say something and, as they say, you can take it to the bank. It's difficult to find leaders who will hold themselves out, especially to their followers, as being accountable. Who will focus first on the value that they deliver to the people than on the commitment or loyalty that the people show towards them. Now, don't get me wrong, loyalty is important. If you're a follower, loyalty is important. All right? But you have to be careful who you are loyal to. That's a separate matter we'll talk about some other time. But loyalty is important. If you're a leader, loyalty is important, but you have to earn it. You have to earn it. And the strongest way to earn loyalty is when you are fair, is when you are a person of integrity. Your people will be loyal to you. Why? They have nothing to fear. They can count on you to be fair to them in relation to others every time, every time, every time, every time. It's very important. Let me share with you one or two things, and we close. And I love this. What does Proverbs say? 11:3. It said, the integrity of the upright will preserve them, but the perversion, the crookedness of fools will destroy them. The integrity, or if you like, honesty, guides good people. I would say true leaders. Dishonesty destroys treacherous people. Very pointed statement. Very fundamental truth. Very fundamental truth. Very fundamental truth. You can see it there. You see why I'm not surprised that some leaders will always succeed. When you find a leader who always succeeds and you want to know the reason, this is what you would find if you really dig deep into the not the how the person does leadership, which is only a result of who they are. All right, dig into who they are, and at the root of their character you would find accountability, integrity, honesty, fairness, a commitment to fairness, a commitment to upholding truth at all times. That's the foundation. That's the cornerstone character attribute of strong, dependable, and ever performing leaders. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's it right there. Now, and that factor of integrity, of fairness, of accountability is a distinguishing factor. That's why these guys will always succeed. Is a distinguishing factor. It's a distinguishing factor. When you read Hebrews 1 and verse 9, this is what it tells us. It said, you have loved righteousness and hated lawlessness. This is why God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness beyond your companions, above your fellows, above your contemporaries. Why? You are distinguished by your commitment to do right. You are distinguished by your commitment to integrity. You are distinguished because you are known for accountability. It's an attribute that stands you out. Can you see how that attribute stands out in that survey? Can you see 64% compared with the next best 17%? Flexibility and creativity. 64% for accountability and integrity compared with show me the results, which is just 8%. 64%. Distinguished, these leaders are distinguished by their commitment to integrity and accountability. You want to be distinguished as a leader. You want to be known as the dependable one. You want to put yourself in a position where those who appoint you can go to bed knowing that you are going to be successful. This, above all else, if you must focus on just one thing, this is the one thing that you must focus on. A commitment to integrity, to accountability, to fairness, above every other thing. When that is in place, the foundation for strong, effective, influential leadership is in place. Authentic leadership is in place. And when that is in place, no, I can't be surprised when such come through with flying colors. I can't. And no one should. If you know these things, happy are you if you do them. If you know these things, this is the way to go. Happy are you if you do them. Like I said, accountability and integrity will not fall on you. And many times, we shy away from putting ourselves out there as accountable. Many times we fail the people that we lead because we can't stand up for truth. We are not known to be leaders of integrity. Yet, we want the people to give their best. Yet, we want to show lasting results. Yet, we want loyalty from our people. It doesn't work that way. There, I will be surprised if you have things fall in place for you. There, I will be surprised if your leadership offers any significant value. I'll be surprised. But no, I am not surprised when what I see in you as a leader is integrity and accountability. I won't be surprised. That's who I'm looking for. That's who will get the job done. That's who will make me sleep better at night, because I won't have to worry about the people that I've committed into his hands. I won't have to worry about the results that I would get. You see, the truth about these survey results also is this: don't make the mistake to think that the people who have integrity and accountability will not show great results. Now, I believe that the respondents have not said that results are not important. They have only said, I know what to look for that will guarantee the results that I need. So rather than going for results, which is the end, I will go for the means to the end. Because when I get the means to the end right, the results will follow. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Wisdom, that's it right there. That's it right there. Smart. So it's not that accountable and honest people will not get results. When you're truly honest and accountable, you will get results. And I could really go deep into that as to why such people will get results, will get the right results, by the way. Because when it comes to leadership, it's not just about numbers. The results are not just numbers. In fact, the most important results is the impact that you make on transforming the people. But we can talk about that also. That's not the subject for today. So this is what it is. This is what it is. A vote for accountability and integrity on the part as the foremost attribute, as the foremost character attribute of the leader, is also a vote, is a wise vote for the kind of results that matter to a leader. Because there are results that matter. There are results that do not matter to leadership. For the results that matter, you want to get them, go for these kinds of people. So Norman Schwarzkopf understood what he was talking about. That I don't want a man who is an expert in strategy. If I'm looking for men and they are scarce, please give me a man of strong character. Give me a woman of strong character. I will fight my battles successfully, because he was, an army general. Okay, I will fight my battles successfully with such kinds of men. Men of integrity, women of integrity, and those who value accountability, those who are not afraid to hold themselves out as being accountable. That's why those leaders are different, perhaps, from you. That's why you are not accorded the kind of treatment that you are hoping for. That's why you are disappointed that your team does not believe in you more than you can see, because they are not seeing in you enough of these vital attribute. So, are you accountable? In the sense in which I've described it, and if you're just joining, you need to start from the beginning so that you get the point where I break down what accountability really talks about. Are you a person of integrity? Are you known to be a fair leader? Is fairness, equity, justice, is it at the corner? Is it the foundation of your leadership? Or is it just all about innovation? Or is it just all about, you calling the shots? Or is it just all about the results? You just want to make the numbers. You just want to deliver on your targets. I hope you can see from the survey results what is important and what is not quite as important. I hope you can see why I'm not surprised that some leaders always succeed and some others will struggle to succeed. Why I'm not surprised about leaders with technical skills failing, because there is more to leadership than technical skills. There is far more to leadership than technical skills. And I'm going to leave you with this as my parting shot. Accountability, integrity, fairness, all woven into one, is the antidote to failure in any leadership role. It's the most important thing, it's the most valuable of attributes. And the most valuable is often the most challenging to obtain. But if you will give it what it takes, when you lay hold of it, you forget every other thing, because it secures you. It secures your performance in any leadership role. I remember the parable of the pearls. It said a man went looking and he found pearls. And what did he do? He went back, sold every other thing, and kept these pearls. It's like, I found the key. I found the most important, the most valuable thing to life. I do away with other distractions. I ensure, that I can take full advantage of this. Accountability and integrity as an attribute of strong leaders, of good leaders, of true leadership, is a pearl that you need to go after. Give it what it takes. That's why we're told, buy the truth and don't sell it. Never sell it. The truth is a pearl. I say it's one asset that must always be in your investment portfolio. You never sell it because it secures your entire investment. All right? It secures your entire investment. The truth here is this, is that accountability and integrity that is standing head and shoulders above every other attribute, it is what makes other attributes valuable. Because once you find a person who is accountable and a man of integrity, then you're excited to know that this man also is flexible and creative. You're excited to know that he brings confidence, and assertiveness to bear on his role. You're excited that he can get the results. I'm pretty excited. I could go on and on, but I hope you've, taken away something from this session today. I'm excited. I probably will still speak further. There are different dimensions to this. How do you become, a man of integrity? How do you hold yourself, live up to that accountability expectation? All right, we need to talk about that. I have a session coming up. Hopefully, if you stay tuned to the channel, you would get to know what I call the I am leader. The I am leader. All right, the I am leader. Jesus was fond of saying, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. Why was he saying that? Why? A clue. He was holding himself out as being accountable to the people that he was leading. Because when I declare that this is who I am, all right, and you are following me, then I am under obligation. I have put myself out. I must deliver in line with who I have said I am. Otherwise, if I don't do that, who would I be? A hypocrite. A hypocrite. All right. And I will soon lose you, because why would you want to follow a hypocrite? Why? All right. So that's it for today. No, I am not surprised. What am I not surprised about? I'm not surprised that accountability and integrity stands held head and shoulders high above every other attribute required of a good leader. No, I am not surprised that there are some leaders, they always succeed. They will always succeed because at the foundation of who they are, and therefore what dictates their approach to leadership, is this vital attribute of integrity and accountability. I am not surprised. I would be surprised to find a leader who can be consistently successful who does not exhibit this attribute. That I will be surprised about. Today, it's been me again, Olatunji Shogodu, on Leadership in 30 Minutes. And I hope you have had fun. I hope you have received some value. I hope we have been able to drill down today on another aspect, very important aspect of leadership. All right, so I close with this. I am kicking off any moment from now. My community is called the Authentic Leadership Academy. The Authentic Leadership Academy. So you can see what we have been talking about and the purpose of that academy. It's a paid subscription, based on paid subscription, is to develop, all right, these vital attributes in our leaders: accountability and integrity, and of course, that foundation upon which they can build other things, to be strong, dependable leaders who always get the right results. So be on the lookout or check the link in any of my videos. I want to invite you to join. And so you can have access to a lot more than what you hear from me just via the YouTube channel. You can have greater interactions. You can have the opportunity of asking me questions. You can have the opportunity of interacting with other professionals, other like-minded people, of learning from them, of sharing wins, of getting to know what people are doing, of networking. All of these are what are some of the benefits that will be on offer at the Authentic Leadership Academy. So be on the lookout. Join. If you're already on my email list, you get an email inviting you to join and be a member of that wonderful, wonderful community. And also, I'll be starting a new newsletter. It's called Share, SHARE, Share newsletter. I'm inspired to do that based on 1 John 1 verses 3 to 4, where it says that what we have seen, what we have learned, that's also what we're declaring to you, so that you may have the same experience that we are having. All right, and your joy may be full, and our joy as well may be full. So I'm inspired to share and to share some of the depths of revelation that I have seen on the subject of leadership by the grace of God, and to do that on a weekly basis, very consistent. So that newsletter will be there also. You may choose also to be a part of that newsletter, so that it comes to you, and we interact again within the set of a community So let's take this forward. Let's put the efforts into building leaders. They're in scarce supply all over the world today at every level, and you and I can do our bit to fill in those gaps. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a great time. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've subscribed to the channel. And please share with others. If what we say here benefits you, if it helps you, share with others. If you need to speak with me, you can see the link there. Book a call. I help leaders build leverage that win hearts, all right, and makes a success of and lead to transformation. All right, that's what I do. I help leaders build leverage to be more effective in their leadership responsibility. So enjoy the rest of your week. And thank you for listening, for your time. Hope to see you again Monday. Don't forget, we meet just for a few minutes. Take delivery of your nugget for the week. Take delivery of your nugget for the week. You can look at the channel. You will see what we spoke about last Monday, and many Mondays before now, and then other editions of Leadership in 30 Minutes you can also check out. I'm sure there is a lot waiting for you there that can change your experience as a leader, beef up your capacity, to lead, and indeed challenge you to do better in this all-important responsibility called leadership. Olatunji Shobodu, I'm signing out. God bless you. Bye-bye.